we are headed into our Healthy Summer Challenge, and today's workout is going to be side leg kicks. I don't know about you, but every time I do my side leg kick series, I always kind of say to myself, like, oh, I should do these more often. I'm gonna be honest, they're not always my favorite thing to do because they're hard for me. But again, I always feel like that's why I probably should do them more. So today's workout is just side leg kicks. I am going to teach and do them with you. I'm going to keep it pretty traditional, nothing too fancy. So if you know kind of this series, you'll probably be fine even just listening to my voice and not even having to see me as you work along with me. All right, let's get started. As you get set up, just a few reminders on your setup. I like to use the back edge of my mat to line up my body so that from my head to my hips is in a nice straight line. You can lay all the way down on the bottom arm, or you could prop yourself up here. You could prop yourself up a little further, and you can decide where you want this front arm. If you want it pressing into the mat in front, if you want a little bonus challenge, you want to put it back behind your head. You're going to see me do it here, propped on my elbow and my hand kind of pressing in, because that's my kind of spot I usually do them at. With your legs, you want to swing them out forward, and you want to make sure that bottom leg is really anchored into the mat. All right. We're all set up. We're going to think about our core work that entire time. We're going to take our top leg to hip height, and we're going to start with our sweeps. Inhale, flex, kick, exhale, point, and reach. We have that lengthen through the back of the leg, and then point and reach through the front of the hip. As you're taking that leg and swinging it front to back, you're keeping your core nice and tight. And reach. We're going to do one more. I'm going to shoot for like 5 on everything if you're counting at home and I happen to not count well. We're going to bring the leg over top the bottom leg. Let's do a little internal rotation, external rotation. We're going to take 5 of those. As you rotate, keep stretching your leg long. Try to keep your hip nice and still and just move your leg. Internal rotation, external rotation. Let's do one more. We're going to leave it in our external rotation and head into a little bot mount where we point our foot to lift up, flex our foot to come back down. The whole time we're thinking of spinning open that top thigh while we keep our hips nice and still. Point up and flex to come back down. Inhale for that lifting up. Exhale that flex and reach through your heel to come back down. Lift and lower. And that inhale and exhale. Let's switch it up because I think I lost count already. We're going to flex our foot to lift up, point and reach back down. Flex as you come up, point to come back down. Remember how high you go is your working level. You don't have to lift it up here if that causes your hip to go all the way back. Your goal is to keep your hip nice and stacked as you lift and lower. We're going to do one more there. You can inhale up. Exhale back down into our developpe. You're going to slide your toe in along the bottom leg, spin your thigh open, extend your leg straight, and flex your foot to come back down. Slide in, kick out, flex that foot to come back down. Inhale to glide it in, extend, reaching through your heel on that way back down. Let's take 2 more. Kick out and bring it back down. Add that breath in. And coming back, let's reverse. Flex your foot to lift up, bend in, and slide the leg out straight. Inhale as you lift up, bend in, exhaling as you reach long. We get that flex, point, and reach to stretch back out. That bottom leg really our anchor. It's staying nice and strong, and we're lifting up out of that bottom waist. Let's take one more there. And reach it out. All right, next up is our rond de jambe. We're anchoring our upper body. We're going to take that top leg to hip height. You're going to sweep your leg to the front, lift, and reach that leg behind you. Inhaling for half, exhaling for that second half. you're sweeping around, kind of your working level where you can reach and feel like you're keeping pretty stable, and it is a ton of work. That reach forward and lift behind you. Remember to use that bottom leg. The more it presses in, the more lift you'll get from that other top leg. Let's reverse it. We sweep back first, and then we lift up and over. Right, your working level, how big they are, sweep behind, and lift up and over. Inhale for half, exhale for that second half. Upper body nice and strong and stable. Lifting even out of those bottom shoulders. That sweep behind, lift and circle. Let's take one more there. And then that circle to come back around. Let's do a little hot potato today as well, since we're just doing our side leg kicks. All right, we're gonna externally rotate our leg. We're gonna take it to the front and do a little tap, tap. You're gonna lift up and over and internally rotate and maybe get a little tap, tap. Whether it touches or not, it's fine. Up and over, heel does a little tap, tap. Up and over, toe does a little tap, tap. Let's do one more of those. We'll just take 3 of each. Heel, tap, tap. Up and over, toe, tap, tap. And then let's reverse it. Let's keep it in that internal rotation. As you come forward, little tap, tap. And then up and over, external rotation, heel, tap, tap. Up and over, toe, tap, tap. Up and over, heel, tap, tap. Let's do one more there. Don't forget that breath. And back behind. All right, let's lay in the middle of our mat and line up in a nice straight line. Options here, you can keep your hand pressed in, or if you feel like a super challenge, you can take your hand up to the ceiling. Either is good. They're both going to be balance work. Wherever you're at, you're going to stretch your legs long. You're going to take the top leg, lift it up a little bit above your hip, and then the bottom leg's going to lift and lower. And if you're pressing in that top hand, roll open that shoulder. Don't let it collapse forward when you're there. And then, of course, there's this option like arm up to the ceiling, work on that balance as you lift and lower. Let's lift them both, lower them both, lift them both up. Lots of length, lots of stability work in our upper body. That lift and lower. We're going to leave them lifted, tight little walks. Again, we're trying to figure out how to stabilize our upper body as those legs are doing those walks. And then big scissor kicks, inhale and exhale. Oh, that back one's always hard. Scissor and switch and switch. Good, I'm going to do a few with my hand down because I feel like I get a little more range. And scissor, and then we'll bring our legs back. We're going to flip to our bellies for our grasshopper. Your favorite place for your hands, you can slide them under your forehead, or you can slide them under your hip bones for a little support. That's always my favorite spot. Heels together, toes apart, our bellies are up and then our legs are lifted, and we do little taps with our heels. And we're lifting, we're tapping, butts are working a lot. Check in, are your shoulders up by your ears, or can you pull them down your back as you're doing those little claps? And then you get to lower down. We'll turn over to the other side. I'm going to flip ends just so you guys can see me. And do all that fun on the other side. All right, your favorite spot again. Just check in with like your best alignment, shoulders to hips, trying to be nice and lined, either here or in your prop up place. Swing your legs out front. Check in that your shoulders trying to stay stacked and doesn't want to round forward. Pressing the hand into the mat. Find that bottom leg pressed in. Take that top leg to hip height, and then we'll go. We got our flex, kick, and point, reach. Inhale, flex, kick, exhale that point, and reach. We are trying to keep that leg right in line with our hip. We have that whole body work as we swing that leg front to back. We got one more there. Flex, kick, and point, and reach. We're going to hold that leg over the bottom leg. Internally rotate the leg, externally rotate the leg. Remember, your hip bone is trying to stay still as you kind of spin your thigh in your hip. And I think we got 2 more there. And always think about that length. Don't let your hip collapse in. Reach it long as you're spinning it. One more time. Externally rotate. We're going to point our foot up, flex to come back down. Keep it at that range where you can lift and not collapse your hip in like that. And then reach back down. There was my example of what not to do. Point up and flex to come back down. You get 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back down. That breath really helps as we get a little tired, I think. Point and flex, and then let's reverse it. Flex up, point back down. Every one you do, can you spin your thigh to the ceiling a little more? Can you stretch your leg a little longer as it comes down? Inhale, lift. Exhale, back down. Check in with that posture in that upper body as that leg lifts and lowers. We got 1 more here. Flex up and point back down. Next up is our develop. Hey, we slide in, we try to spin open that top leg. Extend and reach to come back down. All the while we're keeping our hips as stacked as we can. And back down. We have that lift in our upper body and that reach through the leg. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, slide it in, kick out. Exhale to come back down. 1 last one. And then let's reverse. Flex your foot, lift up. Bend in, toe to the bottom leg. Slide out, get the leg longer. Flex up. Bend in as you slide out. Spin the knee up to the ceiling. Flex, curl to that point. Press to come back out. Let's do 2 more there. Shooting for our 5. And back out, 1 last one. And reach. All right, we're gonna head into our rond de jambe. We got our length and stability with our upper body. We're gonna take that top leg to hip height, point our foot. Half circles, rainbows. You're gonna sweep forward, lift, and reach behind you. I like to think about trying to reach so much as I do these that my waist doesn't collapse in. It almost gets longer as I'm circling, which feels like a ton of work. Sweep forward, lift, and reach behind. I think we got 2 more there. 5 seems like so many by the time we get here. 1 more. That lift and circle. Let's go ahead and reverse that. Straight back, stretch the front of the hip, lift up and over. Notice where that lift comes from. Bottom foot presses into the mat to help us lift. Stomach pulls in to lift and give us a little extra strength. Good, I think we got 1 more there. And coming back around. All right, we're gonna get our hot potatoes in. All right, so we're gonna go to the front, external rotation, do a little tap, tap, up and over, internally rotate to the back. Tap, tap, lengthen and lift, heel, tap, tap, up and over, internal rotation behind. Yeah, getting your range. Like this is the point that I always want to cheat and maybe not go as high because I'm tired, but we're gonna keep doing it. Lift up and over, toe, tap, tap. Let's go the other way. Internal rotation front, tap, tap, up and over, external rotation behind, tap, tap. All right, we get that lift up and over. We have that strength in our upper body to lift that leg. Like we're solid. 1 more time. Point, tap, tap, up and over, heel, tap, tap. All right, we are gonna take ourselves into that nice straight line with our body. Length from our head to our toes, stack everything. Favorite spot, hand here, palm, or sometimes I do my fingertips because it helps me not collapse my shoulder forward. So do what works for you. Or if you like that up to the ceiling, you can try that version. I'm gonna start myself here. We're gonna start that top leg a little bit above your hip, strong through the bottom leg as you lift and lower. Get longer, even lifting through the crown of your head as that bottom leg lifts and lowers. Lift and lower. Lift, hold them together, lower them a little, lift them back up. Stretch long through your legs. Keep those stomach muscles tight. Check in with that top shoulder rolling back. Good, let's do 1 more there, and then we're gonna leave them lifted. Take our little walks, tight little walks. Inner thighs are squeezing in. We're keeping our upper body nice and stable. And then we're gonna take bigger scissor kicks. Inhale, hitting springs. Kick and kick and kick and kick. I think we got 1 more in each. We're shooting for our 5. And then we get to rest. Woo. All right, all done with that little series. So thank you for joining me today for some side leg kicks. Keep up the great work with the challenge. I know we've already started giving some prizes away. If you've reached any of your mile markers, 8, 16. Be sure to check in because we have prizes for you at the front desk. Have a great week, and we'll see you soon.